famous haunting investigated, North London, 1977. Punk rock was exploding, unemployment soared, and a general malaise gripped the nation. But in a seemingly ordinary semi-detached house at 284 Green Street, Enfield, something far stranger was brewing. Peggy Hodgson, a single mother of 4, began noticing unusual occurrences. At first, it was just furniture moving slightly, drawers opening on their own, and unsettling tapping sounds in the walls. Nothing dramatic, easily dismissed as old house quirks, settling timbers, or even childish pranks. But the subtle disturbances were about to escalate into something truly terrifying, something that would capture the attention of the world and become synonymous with the word poltergeist. The unsettling feeling that something was watching them grew stronger each day. The epicenter of the activity seemed to focus on Peggy's 2 youngest daughters, 11-year-old Margaret and 13-year-old Janet. The tapping intensified, morphing into loud bangs and crashes. Furniture began to move with increasing force. Objects were thrown across rooms, and the girls claimed to feel invisible hands pushing and shoving them. One evening, a chest of drawers slid across Janet's bedroom floor, blocking the door. Peggy, terrified, couldn't move it. Neighbors, hearing the commotion, rushed to help, witnessing the inexplicable movement themselves. The story, now beyond the realm of simple coincidence, began to attract attention. The local newspaper, the Enfield Advertiser Asterisk, sent a reporter to investigate. He captured a photograph of Janet apparently levitating above her bed, a picture that would become iconic. The Hodgson's plight quickly became a media sensation. The Daily Mirror sent experienced paranormal investigator Morris Gross, and later Guy Lyon Playfair, both members of the Society for Psychical Research, to document the events. From the outset, the investigators were met with a barrage of strange phenomena. Objects flew through the air, stones appeared from nowhere, and the temperature in the house fluctuated wildly. Janet, in particular, seemed to be the focus of the disturbances, often falling into trances and speaking in a guttural male voice that claimed to be the spirit of a former resident named Joe Watson, who had died in the house. The investigators meticulously recorded their observations, taking photographs, audio recordings, and interviewing the family and neighbors. Gross and Playfair, while initially skeptical, became increasingly convinced that something genuinely inexplicable was happening. They documented hundreds of incidents, carefully noting the time, date, location, and witnesses. They interviewed Janet extensively, trying to understand the nature of the entity that seemed to be controlling her. The guttural voice, often foul-mouthed and aggressive, claimed to be the cause of the disturbances, reveling in the fear and chaos it was creating. However, skepticism remained rife. Many believed the girls were simply faking it, seeking attention, or playing an elaborate prank. The line between genuine paranormal activity and elaborate hoax began to blur, fueled by the media frenzy surrounding the case. Adding to the complexity, other paranormal investigators and psychics arrived at the house, each offering their own interpretations and solutions. Some claimed the house was built on an ancient burial ground. Others believed Janet was possessed by a demonic entity. Seances were conducted, exorcisms were attempted, and the house became a magnet for the curious and the devout. However, the phenomena continued unabated, seemingly impervious to any intervention. constant scrutiny and conflicting opinions only served to deepen the mystery and fuel the controversy. Was it a genuine poltergeist haunting or a carefully orchestrated deception? The answer remained elusive. One of the most disturbing aspects of the Enfield Poltergeist case was the violent nature of some of the phenomena. Janet was often thrown from her bed, scratched, and even bitten by unseen forces. The investigators documented numerous instances of objects striking her with considerable force, leaving bruises and welts. While some attributed these injuries to self-inflicted wounds, others believed they were evidence of a malevolent entity targeting the young girl. The aggression and apparent hatred directed towards Janet added a sinister dimension to the haunting, raising questions about the true nature of the force at play. However, amidst the apparent chaos, cracks began to appear in the narrative. Critics pointed to inconsistencies in Janet's story and accused her of exaggerating or fabricating events. On several occasions, investigators caught her and Margaret deliberately creating disturbances, bending spoons or throwing objects when they thought they weren't being watched. These incidents cast a shadow of doubt over the entire case, leading many to dismiss the Enfield Poltergeist as a hoax. The question became, were these isolated incidents of childish mischief, or were they evidence of a larger deception that had fooled the world? The revelation that Janet and Margaret had been caught faking some of the events sparked a wave of skepticism. Many prominent paranormal investigators distanced themselves from the case, claiming they had been misled. The media, which had once eagerly reported on the haunting, now turned its attention to debunking the story. The Hodgsons were accused of seeking fame and fortune, and Janet was branded a liar. The tide had turned, and the Enfield Poltergeist, once a symbol of the unexplained, was now widely regarded as an elaborate hoax. But even amidst the accusations, some continued to believe that there was more to the story than met the eye. Despite the evidence suggesting a hoax, Morris Gross and Guy Lyon Playfair remained convinced that at least some of the phenomena were genuine. They argued that even if Janet and Margaret had faked some incidents, it didn't negate the numerous unexplained events they had witnessed themselves. They pointed to the consistency of the guttural voice, the physical marks on Janet's body, and the testimony of other witnesses who had observed inexplicable phenomena. They believed that the girls may have been exaggerating or embellishing the story, but that there was a core of truth to the Enfield Poltergeist case that could not be easily dismissed. The Enfield Poltergeist case slowly faded from public memory, but the questions it raised continued to linger. Janet Hodgson continued to maintain that she had experienced genuine paranormal phenomena. Despite the accusations of hoaxing, she claimed that she and her sister had only faked some incidents to relieve the pressure and attention they were receiving. The house at 284 Green Street remained occupied, but no further disturbances were reported. The mystery of the Enfield Poltergeist remained unresolved, a testament to the power of belief, suggestion, and the enduring human fascination with the unexplained. Years later, Janet gave interviews reflecting on the events. She admitted to exaggerating some incidents, driven by the pressure of constant observation and the desire to keep the attention focused on her family. However, she vehemently insisted that the core phenomena, the moving furniture, the strange voices, the feelings of being touched, were real. She spoke of the lasting trauma the experience had inflicted, the difficulty in forming relationships, and the constant skepticism she faced. Her life, she claimed, had been forever marked by the events in that Enfield house. The legacy of the Enfield Poltergeist extends far beyond the confines of Green Street. It became one of the most well-documented and debated paranormal cases in history, inspiring books, documentaries, and even a major motion picture. The case raised fundamental questions about the nature of reality, the power of the human mind, and the possibility of life beyond death. It also highlighted the challenges of investigating paranormal phenomena, the difficulty in separating fact from fiction, and the ethical considerations involved in dealing with vulnerable individuals. Skeptics often point to the lack of conclusive scientific evidence to support the existence of poltergeists or other paranormal phenomena. They argue that the Enfield Poltergeist case can be explained by a combination of factors, including suggestibility, confirmation bias, and deliberate deception. They emphasize the importance of critical thinking, scientific methodology, and the need to rule out all rational explanations before resorting to supernatural explanations. The Enfield Poltergeist, they argue, serves as a cautionary tale about the dangers of uncritical belief and the power of suggestion. Conversely, believers maintain that the Enfield Poltergeist case provides compelling evidence of the existence of paranormal phenomena. They point to the sheer volume of documented incidents, the testimony of multiple witnesses, and the persistence of the phenomena, despite attempts to debunk them. They argue that the case cannot be easily dismissed as a hoax or a product of suggestion, and that it warrants further investigation. The Enfield Poltergeist, they believe, is a reminder that there are mysteries in the universe that science cannot yet explain. Perhaps the most enduring legacy of the Enfield Poltergeist is its ability to provoke debate and spark the imagination. Whether it was a genuine haunting, an elaborate hoax, or something in between, the case continues to fascinate and intrigue people from all walks of life. It reminds us that the world is full of mysteries, that the line between reality and perception is often blurred, and that sometimes the most compelling stories are the ones that defy explanation. The house at 284 Green Street may be quiet now, but the echoes of the Enfield Poltergeist continue to resonate. A chilling reminder of the day the supernatural invaded a seemingly ordinary suburban home.